Mr. Cage's thought of the day. Word of mouth is not enough. Word of mouth is not enough. Conversation, we're going to touch various topics. As you can see in my background, we're going to discuss not the evolution of the $20 bill, but the buying power that's associated with fiat money, the green paper that we are familiar with. First point, it's not only how you make your money or earn your revenue, it's what you do with the money or the revenue. It's what you do with it. When you it's how you get it, but it's what you do with it when you get it. We're going to discuss business, finance, entrepreneurship, give you a lot of master keys to unlock these different doors. Some of the opportunities, we've been locked out of those opportunities for various reasons from an external standpoint. But one of the major reasons why we've been locked out of these opportunities externally is because of our mindset. We will take our time, 10, 15 minutes, every second, every millisecond, every piece of time or segment of time that we dedicate to discussing this is important. I'm going to drop a lot of gems and nuggets on you, not through theory, excuse me, not necessarily through research of concepts or a textbook. I'm giving this to you from my life, my observation, trial and error, my evolution as a person, my evolution as a professional, as an entrepreneur. I'm going to give it all to you as much as I can with the time that we have. First things first, we're going to touch on the business aspect. Business criticism, constructive criticism, deconstructive criticism, surveys, assessments, improvements, service, and the money that's affected due to what has been presented to us as inflation. First things first, businesses. Your business is not yours. I repeat, excuse me. It's that time of the season in Chicagoland area. Forgive me. The business that you have, the business that you have created with your blood, sweat, tears, the business that you created from nothing is not yours. It's really a co-creation. It's really a co-creation and has been given to you. Your ownership is temporary. I wouldn't even say ownership. Let's scratch that. You have been hired as a temp, a temporary manager of the business. That's the first piece of foundational advice that I can share with you is the business that you have, that you belief system that you created from thin air with your blood, sweat, and tears. I'm not knocking that from a natural standpoint, but we speaking in another dimension right now. Because what's visible manifests from the invisible, and as humans, we don't manifest anything without the leading, the guiding, and the help of our creator. This is real talk. I say that because to this point, that In order for your business, quote on quotation marks, in order for your business to improve, you have to be able to receive criticism. You have to be able to receive what can be perceived as destructive criticism and constructive criticism, because destructive criticism can manifest for various reasons. And one reason why destructive criticism comes is because people are insecure. They have insecurities that pop up because they are in the mode of competition instead of collaboration. We still have the ability to filter destructive criticism and make it constructive if we don't perceive what another person says primarily with our emotions. When your emotional IQ is operating in its highest level, for lack of better words, of being proficient, if you are proficient, then when individuals or groups come and say something about your business, you can filter the destructive criticism, you can filter through the hate, you can filter through all these negative comments and forces and extract something that you can add to your toolkit and progress your business. That doesn't happen if you have ownership, because when you have ownership over something, it's yours, it's mine. I'm protective over my baby. This is my baby, and I'm protective over my baby. Whether the criticism is destructive or constructive. Constructive criticism, individuals or a person wants to give you feedback on your business. What I've seen over my lifespan of entrepreneurship is we don't seek, this is what I've seen. We don't seek out the criticism. We don't seek out the feedback. We want the feedback to come to us. So, for example, with us, we provide a service and a product. We provide a service, potential, teaching kids how to think before they do. After we get done providing the service, we provide the people involved in the experience, whether it be the students or the staff, with a survey. Let's just use staff. Staff fill out the survey. It's about 4 or 5 sections of the survey, looking for feedback, looking for an assessment, because our goal is to continue to improve this service and this product to provide the most robust, engaging, interactive, and valuable experience for those students, for that principal, that administrator, that school, and that school district. You're not going to have to come to us and say, "Hey, I got some feedback for you." No, we're coming to you for the feedback because we are proactive instead of being reactive. What occurs with some entrepreneurs, some new entrepreneurs, I will say that specifically, older entrepreneurs probably so, depending on if we stuck in our habitual behavior patterns. But let's just say new entrepreneurs. Hey, I got this service, I got this product for you. Let me know what you think. My question is this: how? How do I let you know? My other question is that question being asked just out of routine? Do we really want the feedback? Because, and this is what I would say, and this is, I got my business hat on right now. If we really wanted the feedback, we would have a mechanism to collect the data. We would have a mechanism to collect the data. Translation, we would have an assessment. We would have a survey. We would have a hard copy survey that we can pass out, or we would have an electronic survey. that you can go right into that survey, scan the QR code, please. You all, please, it is important that we get this information to improve our product or service. It is important because we're providing a service to the people and for the people. Without the feedback from the people, there is no improvement on the service or product. If there is no improvement on the service or product, we expedite the process of death being experienced by our organization. If there's no feedback sought out, if there's no mechanism that can collect the data, where we can analyze the data, interpret the data, put a plan of action based on our interpretation and analysis, we put a death sentence on our businesses. And I'm going to tell you why in a second. This all in a positive sense. Word of mouth is not enough. Your business has the opportunity to flourish if you have an exceptional service, I would say, and a unique and exceptional service and product. Your business has an opportunity to flourish. It does by word of mouth, but the word of mouth is not going to be enough. We have to have something objective to assess, to measure the success of our businesses, to be able to manage that success, expedite that success, grow that success. There are too many businesses, and small businesses specifically. When I say small, I mean maybe one person is a sole proprietor, or maybe you have 5 individuals involved in it, maybe one person that's the quote unquote owner, and maybe some partners or employees. But small businesses, 5 or less people involved in it. There are entirely too many businesses that aren't truly businesses, they are hobbies. Because when you have a business, you have systems in place to facilitate the the rendering of a service or a product. You have the ability to collect the information, collect the data, and make a pivot or improvement off the data that you collected. This all occurs. This, this all occurs when you are not, and we are not placing ownership on the business. Remember, the business is not yours. It's been given to you as a gift to manage. When the business is done, when your part of the relay is complete with the business, it should be better than it was before. That baton, metaphorically, has to be passed to the next generation so they can run their leg of the race. We've talked about a lot of things. The major emphasis that I want to place is we have to have a tool, a assessment, pre-assessment, post-assessment, survey, evaluation tool to assess our service or product. And once we have that in place, and once we have to go after the information. We can't let the information come to us, because I can tell you that in most cases, and this is in generally speaking, in most cases, feedback is not going to come to you as a business owner unless the service or product is unacceptable or needs improvement. There's a small percentage, again, generally speaking, there's a small percentage of individuals on the face of the earth. There's a small percentage of the population on planet Earth that's going to provide you feedback on an exceptional service or product. Those people are there. And that's where the word of mouth comes into play. Whereas word of mouth says, man, in a positive sense, man, that banana pudding that Dennis had, man, bruh, it's fire, bruh. You need to call him, man. Here goes his number. But you got to also think too. In most cases, we live in a pessimistic society. People are their news is made, clicks are made, views are made, established, and grown off of negative content. But when we think and we have that type of perception and mindset, we understand that sometimes we're not going to get that feedback from exceptional service or product. Sometimes we're going to get that feedback from some negative. And I'll give you these last 2 points before I give you these last two as we finish out, because I got to talk about the money aspect, because the money aspect is one of the byproducts of the service and products that we have associated with our businesses. One other point or piece of component of this conversation I want to highlight is this. Specifically people that work in fast food. I'm saying this. It's important that we understand that we're providing a service to the community, to the people. A person's food is extremely important. I don't want cold fries. I want fries that you would eat. This is a menial example, but this is an example nonetheless because we're paying for service and product. And if the service associated with the product is unacceptable as far as the attitude, I don't want to come there anymore. I don't want to come there anymore. Therefore, there is no job on the face of on the face of the planet that's menial or insignificant, because we got to remember, y'all, we are providing a service to the community. We may see it as just a job. We may see it as just a job that's helping us get on our feet. But the people on the receiving end see it as, I want my food to be right, and I want the customer service, the people that's providing customer service, to be pleasant. Don't take it out on individuals because you in a position of a fast food, but it's only because the perception of the position that you in, it doesn't bring that value to you, or you don't see it as important, but it is. But it is. It really is. And I'm gonna tie this all to the evolution of the $20 bill. If I have, and this is for the person that's providing the service as far as in the fast food restaurant and the entrepreneur, new or old, if I have the same thought process, the same attitude, the same service, the same product, I'll make the same $20. So let's say, for example, I have a service or product, and that service or product costs $20 in 1998. You see that? $20 in 1998 could get you, let's say hypothetically speaking, this amount of groceries. In 2000 and what number is this? 2000 and okay, 2005. $20 could get me that amount of groceries. We slide over and say, let's see, 2023 and 2014. You see all the numerical amount of groceries that we could get with $20. I have a service or product in 1998. Remember, it's not only how you make or generate the income, it's what you do with it when it gets in your possession. 1998, my service or product costs $20. I can get that amount of groceries, and then in the other years, in 2005, you see, and then you saw the 2014 and 2023. This is the problem that we face that I want to make us aware of before we put the icing on the cake of this conversation. If I'm providing the same service from 98 to 2023 service or product, and the cost of it is $20. If I don't grow, if I don't evolve, if I don't progress, and my mindset as a person and as a professional, 2023 is my end result, which equates to my family struggling, which equates to me struggling, which equates to me normalizing 1998, normalizing a situation where I may be just making ends meet or just getting by. One of the reasons why this occurs is because we are not consistently seeking the feedback, seeking the improvement, doing the assessments, doing the evaluations, getting the data from the surveys. Because if I'm providing a service or product and it's for you, the client or customer or group, I have to solicit your feedback in order to improve that service or product. Because if I don't improve the service or product, it's the same service or product that gets me $20. But as you can see, $20 gets me this in 1998, but $20 gets me this in 2023. That means that my service or product has to continually experience growth, evolution, and progression, because $20 in 1998 is not $20 in 2023. The amount of money that you're making or have made, the amount of money that you generated in 1998 is not the same. The bill is the same. The bill might be the same because the design of you see the design of the $20 bill changed from 98 to 2023. So the design of the bill may have changed. The design of the bill may have not, but it's the buying power. It's the buying power that some of us are not aware of. It's how much you can get with how much you can make. It's how much you can invest with how much you can make. $20 in 1998 is not $20 in 2023 because it'll get you less because of different concepts introduced to us called inflation. That warrants and that puts a demand on my growth, my progression, my development as a person and as a professional in association with my service or product. And how does growth take place? Growth does not take place from you. It takes place from outside sources that speak to you, outside sources that give you improvements or feedback. Make sure as entrepreneurs that the growth is proactive in nature. Make sure that you're not reactive instead of proactive. Because if you become reactive and that becomes a signature in your mind, it's gonna be frustrating. Because one thing that I learned in life is that change is essential. Change is inevitable. Change, as far as life, is required. But me changing as a person, it is not. Life is going to continue to change and evolve. You look at the seasons in the Chicagoland area, we're in winter. We won't be in winter indefinitely. You will see spring and summer. So nature goes along with the principle of change and development. But people, because we have our a will and volition, we do not. I'm saying to you as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, I'm saying to you as a 30-year-old, 40-year-old, or if you a teen watching this as a 15-year-old, seek the feedback through being assessed, being evaluated. Don't take the feedback personally. If you're going to personalize the feedback, personalize it in such a way that you can use it as fuel for your future. This is Mr. Cage. This was the thought of the day. Word of mouth, it's a little, but it's not enough. Be great at what you do, but aim to be greater and who you are.